Y'all, me trying to get this hairless thing on top of my head was like the funniest thing ever. I'm actually preparing myself for a facial. I was about to do a facial, and I was like, at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the facial and talk to everyone. But then I was like, no, I need to do that in my personal time, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. But you guys, Yahweh has been kicking my tail when it comes to this, man. And if you are reading the title, or if you look at the title of this live tonight is Why Forgiveness is Important. So, one thing's for sure, when I like just throughout these last couple of weeks, I've been like, okay, Yahweh, like I forgive, like I'm healed. I don't hold grudges when it comes to certain things. Like it's these things don't bother me. Like I release people, I give it to you, whatever. But obviously, Yahweh is like, daughter, you can say that, but I know you more than you know yourself, and I know what's in you. I know what you're made of. I know the core of you. So I'm like, okay, so Yahweh has been just showing me different things in my dreams and just speaking clearly to me, okay? Like making it very clear on what it is that he wants me to do. And so, and I do want to talk about that as well, before we even get into this. Like, forgiveness is so important, right? Because it's not just for the other person, it's for you. It's for your salvation. It's so that you can rest, so that your heart can rest, so that you can be at a stand still of peace, right? So, and it's what Yahweh tells us to do, right? Because he forgives us numerous times, and he loves us unconditional. And it's like he's like, if I love your dirty rags and I clean you up, and I give you chance after chance, you are to do the same. Now, before we get into this, don't get it twisted. Forgiving someone doesn't mean allowing them to walk all over you, or to just accept whatever, or to keep allowing continuous, behaviors and things like that. But forgiveness, it just releases you. And in that forgiveness, you can set boundaries as well. So, and Yahweh will help you with that as well. And if you guys hear my son in the background, he's in the tub, so, and he's very demanding. So you might hear him screaming for mom. But I'm gonna go ahead and just start this off with a prayer. Just want to say, Yahweh, thank you so much for allowing me to come and do the live this evening with the little time that I have. And Yahweh, I just ask that you give me the words to speak, and not only on the live to others who tune into this, but also, Yahweh, allow for me to hear you, Father, as I reread these things and we go into this, Father, and just have your way and let your will always be done. In the name of your Son, Yahshua HaMashiach, we give you the highest form of praise, Yahweh, by saying hallelujah. So, one, what I was reading the other day is Ephesians, and I was reading Ephesians 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. So it says, this I therefore say and testify in Yahweh, that you no longer walk as the Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, being darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of Elohim, because of the ignorance that is in them, because of the hardening of their heart, who being past feeling gave themselves up to I think it's pronounced lavishness. I don't want to mess that up, but and then it says to work all uncleanliness in with greediness. But you did not so learn the Messiah, if so be that you heard him. Okay, you heard him and you were taught in him, even as truth is in Yeshua, that you put away as concerning your former manner of life the old man, corrupted by the lust of deceit, and that you be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and put on the new man, that after Yahweh has been created in righteousness and holiness of Now here to verse 30 where he says, and grieve not the Holy Spirit of Yahweh, in which you were sealed to the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and railing be put away from you, and all malice, and be kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving each other, even as Yahweh also in the Messiah forgave you. Be you, therefore, imitators of Yahweh as beloved children, and walk in love, even as the Messiah also loved you and gave himself up for us, an offering and a sacrifice to Yahweh for an odor of a sweet smell. So, when I read that, first off, one of the things that stood out to me is when he says, put away the old man. You know, the concerning your former manner of life, the old man. One thing's for sure, guys, is the old man is never dead. Okay? I don't care how much studying we do. I don't care how deep we get into our faith walk with Yahweh. That old man is always waiting in the back seat to rise up when it feels triggered, when it feels, offended or anything. That old man always rises up. And so every day we have to ask Yahweh for redemption and redeem ourselves, and say, hey, I'm fighting this flesh every day. Yahweh, help me, because you tell us to love a certain way, but we deal with these things, and then here comes this old man. So Yahweh is saying, absolutely not. He's saying, put that away, and he's saying, forgive as I forgave you. He also says, don't go to bed, with anger. It says right here in 20, I believe it's 26. He says, be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to Satan. So when I read those things, I'm like, okay, Yahweh, I hear you. It's like, yes, you say you forgiven people, you say you're healed, you say you're not bothered, but here's a reminder of there is still some things inside of you that I have to pull out. And yes, people are to take accountability for their actions, but we as followers of Yahweh and his son, we are to do the same on our end. We are to lay everything out at Yahweh's feet and say, hey, this is what I'm still working on. Yahweh, help me forgive this person. Help me move forward. Help me do this. But most importantly, Yahweh, keep my heart from being hardened. So if you're watching this, I just want to tell you guys to just, whatever it is, whoever it is, release them into the hands of Yahweh, and don't even carry that. Don't carry that heaviness, that weight. Don't carry that stress. Release and just love people. Now, I'm not saying that we got to pick up the phone, we got to hang out with these people or nothing like that, because we don't even owe it necessarily to them to show them that. You get what I'm saying? This is all about your salvation and your relationship with the Most High. And if you do the work with the Most High, Yahweh, he will do the rest for you. He deals with everything. There is nothing that Yahweh doesn't deal with. There's nothing that he doesn't know. There's no secrets from him. He knows all. So this right here was really like correction to when I read this. It was like correction for myself, and to say, okay, I release this person. I release these things. Yahweh, remove these things out of my heart, remove these things out of my mind, and fix everything that is in me, and continue to heal me and make me better. And most importantly, Yahweh, give me the spirit of forgiveness, because if I have that, I know you'll do everything else for me. And I don't have the answers to what that is, but I know that Yahweh is to always get the glory in everything. He is always to get the glory. And you'll be surprised who you can sit in a room with again. You'll be surprised who you can have conversations with. You'll be surprised who you can, sit right next to. Someone you might have hated their guts, but you'll be surprised of what Yahweh can do, and who he can heal, and what he can change. And every day we're going through something, we're facing these different things. But guys, I am a walking testimony of being able to face people and sit with people and have full-blown conversations with people who have hurt me, or I might have hurt, or whatever. But Yahweh, it's like he just wants us to do as he says. Like, it's not for the other person, it's always for you. Everything is always for you and what he is guiding you to do. And he has a way of always getting the glory and showing you, see, I told you, if you release that, if you release them, if you truly walk in love and come to me and say, you know what, even though this person said this, I shouldn't have reacted like that. Even though this person disrespected me, maybe I shouldn't have reacted like that. So it's like, Yahweh loves that. He loves people. 1 second, sweetheart. Here I come. Okay, I'm going to come and put bubbles in there, okay? So my son is ready, but just know that Yahweh has a plan for you. Forgive, release, so that you can push forward in your life. And you'll be surprised what your forgiveness and what your love can do in your enemy, or whatever situation you're dealing with. Again, I'm not saying kumbaya, but this is all spiritual. Everything is spiritual. Even everything you see, everything we're going through, it's all spiritual warfare. Don't ever underestimate that, or think outside of that. Like, continue to pray in the spirit. Continue to pray for healing, for families to come back together. Continue to ask Yahweh to, just heal those that you love, and to work things out for you. And most importantly, do the work. But you got to talk to Yahweh. You got to do the work, and you got to listen. He's always giving us, a time and a season for preparation. He's always warning us and just telling us what to do. But my son is calling. Here I come, Kingston. I have to go. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Israel Sincere. I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this helps someone. Okay? Shalom.